What is up, everybody? What is up? Welcome to the Mosh Pit here, episode 1. We are in the CML, that is the Chill Mat League. It's a kind of revival of the DBL. If you don't remember that from my previous channel, go check that out, I guess. DBL is the Delta Battle League. It's run by Ariadon. We're kind of just making a smaller league. This is a RU and below league, so just kind of wanted to get a few guys together, kind of make the league, just kind of have fun with it pretty much. So we'll kind of do a quick draft kind of look at, and then we'll look at our matchup as well. We are facing Matt week 1, so you know, his narcissism is real. Like, the league's named after him, and we had to face him week 1. I can't believe it. It's astronomical how these things happen. So let's pull up the teams. Boom, right there. Let me know if you can hear this fan. It is super duper hot in here, so let me know if you can hear this fan over here, and I'll turn it off for the next videos. Also, be like the first video that I pump out, so which is going to be really cool. So it's kind of like the first video on the channel, but it's really a second. But don't care about that. Anyways, okay, so you can see we are actually the Colorado Mammal Swines in this league. Not a big deal. Kind of keep Mammal Swines Gen 7. Rocky Mountain Heavy Metals can go into Gen 8. Not a big deal. So you can see our mons. We have Z Hoopa. I thought Hoopa would be a good, a good Z. It's just kind of a big nuke. It's so strong. And like, Hoopa was my kill leader in IBL. It's a monster. So and then, having access to Z Focus Blast for those dark type predicts. So I thought that was really nice. And then we also have Z Virizion. Virizion seemed like a really good mon to Z because it's only got like base 90 attack and special attack. But it gets both, I believe it gets Calm Mind, and it does get Swords Dance. So we have a lot of options that we can use it with, and you'll see kind of this week what we use it for. Arcanine was always a choice for me. It's just great. It's a nice defensive fire type that can also be offensive, and I think I can be able to run offensive in this league if I need to, which is going to be cool. And being able to use both physical and special is really great. Plus, access to E-Speed is super nice in this format. Alright, we have Claydol. I wanted a ground type that could spin, because you can see my other ground type is quad weak to ice, so having a ground type that wasn't quad weak to ice but can also spin is super good. So, and then we have Flygon. I thought about Z-ing Flygon, and probably the better option over Hoopa, but I am stuck with Z Hoopa. So yeah, we got I just felt like Z Hoopa was better. I know it's slower, but I think in the matchups where I can use it as a Z, it's gonna be astronomical. Where Z Flygon, I mean, while it can be both physical and special, I just feel Hoopa was better. But yeah, nice Earthquake user. Also, like I said, can be special, so that's really great. We have that dual typing Dragon type, which is really nice. And base 100 speed is really good. Next up, we have Jolteon, just a fast electric with electric immunity, which is really nice. So I can stop volt switches, and then I can kind of put pressure on that way. Lycanroc Day, I really wanted that rock priority. If you check out Matt's team video, I'll kind of link it to you. It's a really good move, the SL Rock. It doesn't get the boost like Lycanroc Dusk does, but it's still really strong, and really nice to have just in case I need it. Rabombi, I really wanted webs. I had originally drafted Galvantula and was hoping to get Arcanine my second pick, but I made a trade Galvantula for the Arcanine, so I did end up picking up Rabombi as the substitute. So nice webs, nice speed, Quiver Dance, so it does get some availability in that, which is really nice. Next up, we have Savali. I get all the types with it, and I felt that was really good in this format. Just being able to kind of pick a type that works really well in what I need for the matchup. Plus, Parting Shot seemed really good with this team. Seeing that I have Flygon U-turn, I have Jolteon Volt Switch, so it just seemed really nice to have that extra kind of pressure. And then Rabombi also gets U-turn, so a lot of switch initiative with this team, which is really cool. So I felt Savali was really nice for that too. I can switch out into like a defensive mon and kind of wall them, get up some hazards if I need to, and that kind of stuff. Next up we have Sneasel. I felt this was a really good mon that I needed to pick up. Both dark and ice typing, 115 speed. I just felt like it was a threat that needed to be picked up, and I didn't want to face it. So I went ahead and grabbed it. Knockoff spam, super good. And then we have Vaporeon, so that way I can, another defensive mon. Nice bulky water. Water immune, so, I don't get scalded and stuff like that. Alright, anyways, on to Matt's team. He's got the Lycanroc Dust, the Whimsicott, the Espeon, the Florges, Gliscopod, Mandibuzz, Nidoqueen, Ninetales, Rhyperior, Toxicroak, and Vikavolt. Vikavolt? One of those two, that bug. Now kind of looking at this, I probably should have brought rocks, but I really was figured he'd bring the Espeon to kind of counter my hazards. So, I felt like, I didn't go super deep on the hazards this time. We'll kind of go into it, but let's kind of break down what is really good. Like Lycanroc Dusk looked really good on my team. It gets Crunch, Fire Fang, Drill Run, and then a Cell Rock. It's also a Z user, so he can Soul Splinter Storm me. That'll hurt something. So I don't think I have much of a resist. I mean, I guess I have Flygon and Claydol, but they don't want to take those. And then the Z Whimsicott, this is also a very big problem. It outspeeds a lot of my team, and being able to have Prankster priority, like Encore, really stopping setup here or any kind of thing like that. If I lock myself into Toxic or Will-O-Wisp or something like that, getting locked into that's just unfortunate. I have to switch, and then it gives him, switch initiative as well. So that seemed really tough. Florges didn't seem too bad to deal with. I have a couple ways to deal with it and wasn't too worried. Gliscopod, he could hazard stack me. That could hurt a lot. The priority bug move is really strong, and if he's choice banded, that could kind of hurt. And if he's a berry, we might not activate his emergency exit. So Mandibuzz is a real big defensive problem for me, because he has the Mandibuzz, and then he has Nidoqueen and Rhyperior right here looking at me right in the eyes to stop my Jolteon from really doing anything. Now we do have the Lycanroc Day that can also come, but Rhyperior doesn't really mind that. So defensive. So, and then a Whimsicott also, it doesn't want to take a Stone Edge or Fire Fang, but it's there. So he's got some good options. A Rhyperior is so defensive. Nidoqueen I thought was going to be a problem, and Toxicroak, because those two look like they just kind of bopped my team, especially with Hoopa being 4 times weak to Dark. They can easily Sucker Punch my Hoopa, which is a big scary problem for Hoopa. Toxicroak seemed to be really good. If he can get a Sword Stance off, I think it was GG. Even if I had the Arcanine, it could end up being real bad. I don't know the full coverage that it gets. I don't know if it gets Earthquake, but it could be bad. But let's get right into the team builder here. So, as you can see, our first mon is Scarf Hoopa. I thought this was really good. This allows me to outspeed his whole team. A lot of stuff was a lot faster than me, so I just went full speed, because I just wanted to make sure I outsped all of his other stuff, and I didn't really look too much into Whimsicott's speed. I should have, but there was no real reason to change the set. So just a max here was perfectly fine. I probably could have gone modest, but like I said, it was fine. It got the job done. Hyperspace Hole I thought would be really good for Florges, especially because this hits on the physical side, and I can go through, so he can Wish, I'll hit him, he protects, I hit him again, and he could be gone. I didn't calc it, but at a point where he's got a wish, I feel that's where I win. A Thunderbolt, so that way I can predict the Mandibuzz and I can hit it. This will do a heck of a lot. Shadow Ball, another stab for the Espeon, and then Energy Ball, so that way I can hit the, that way I can KO the Rhyperior. So just kind of a lot of coverage, a lot of predicts with this because until that Mandibuzz is gone, and then I can kind of click Hyperspace Hole all I want, and get some kills. So there's Hoopa. Next up we have Ribombee with leftovers. Just kind of keep it alive a little longer. If I can take like a hit, maybe I can get another one off, or if I get like poisoned, I can, you know, live one extra turn, you know. But really this thing, I mean, kind of just dies to any move, but I did go ahead and I did speed this out. It does outspeed his whole team, which is super great. I mean, barring Scarf, of course. But Moonblast, U-turn, Sticky Web. I thought Sticky Web would be really good. If he doesn't bring the Espeon, I can click it, and you know it's there. And then he has to choose to Rapid Spin or Defog it away. So he's got to waste a turn to get rid of it. And then Energy Ball again for that Rhyperior because it kind of just stands in the way. But if I do see like Nidoqueen, I can just U-turn away and go into something else. So next up we have Vaporeon, physically defensive here, just kind of you know, I can take a couple of hits from the Lycanroc Dusk if he is Z. I'm not gonna appreciate switching in on that. I definitely won't take two, but I can protect afterwards, and then I can hope he misses a Stone Edge or like a Drill Run or something like that, and then I can Scald him, hopefully burn him, or just take him out. This thing's you know, I mean, 110 special attack's pretty good. So, and then we're gonna be passing these big old wishes off, which is nice. So next up we have Jolteon Life Orb, Modest. This again outspeeds everything. Like I said, I probably could have gone with Hoopa to outspeed, you know, everything, but and Modest would have been probably fine, but I didn't look too much into it for this matchup. Going forward, I'll probably look into a little bit more. This one was kind of built on a turbo build, and I felt like I had a really bad matchup here, so I kind of just went with the best possible ways to not lose terribly. So here we have Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Water. I thought this would be good for both the Rhyperior and the Nidoqueen, so that way I don't get walled by them. I can hit them. Modest is going to do some damage. It's not, should KO the Rhyperior. Sorry if you can hear the car outside. It should KO the Rhyperior, and then because I would assume that he would suspect a grass move and have the Rindo Berry. So, you know, I'm expecting that Rindo Berry, so Hidden Power Water is kind of a nice hidden tech there. And then Volt Switch for Switch Initiative, and then just Shadow Ball as a kind of coverage move, just kind of hits stuff, like lets me hit the, you know, everything else pretty much neutral, which is really nice. So I can kind of click that as a safe move if I predict like a switch or something, and get, you know, just neutral damage off, and I'm not sitting there dead in the water. You know, with a wasted move, you know, like a Thunderbolt or something. I can get that damage off if he switches into like Rhyperior or Nidoqueen. So that was my thoughts there with that. Next up we have Virizion. Now I could have gone Adamant with this set, but for this one I wanted to be bulky. I wanted to be able to take hits, and I just need to take one hit. So if he's like Scarf, Whimsicott, or I mean, he doesn't even need to be Scarf Whimsicott. If he's like Specs Whimsicott, I live that Moonblast. So that's what I wanted to be able to live. I want to be able to take a +2 Poison Jab from the other guys, so that way I can set up on my Toxicroak, and then I can bop him with my Aerial Ace, because at +2 it will KO depending on if he's max HP, I don't think it KOs. Or it's low chance. I didn't calculate with max HP. I figured he'd have, you know, some speed, obviously, to outspeed some stuff. Was my thought. So this speed allows me to outspeed. I think anything like his fastest outside of. You know, lets me outspeed the Toxicroak because I can't outspeed the Espeon. So. It just lets me outspeed. I think this is just Toxicroak, if I remember correctly. It just lets me outspeed the Toxicroak. Z Stone Edge. This gets me a kill on at +2. Gets me a kill on Mandibuzz and on the Glycopod, which is really nice. And at +2 with this HP investment, he only does about 50% to me with the foul play, and then I get boosted to +3. So that's really good. And I can just bop stuff at that point, and it's pretty much just game over. If I have the webs up, it's really GG, because at +3 I KO everything that sits in front of me, and he cannot revenge me with a Cell Rock. He might be able to if he's Scarf Fire Fang. He's got a hit. You know, that's a thing you got to worry about. But other than that, if I am in against Mandibuzz, I can Swords Dance for free, and then I can attack. I get the free +1 boost, and then I get the +2 from the Swords Dance. I'm at +3. It's GG at that point. This thing will KO everything. And if I have webs up, I don't have to worry about taking any other damage. So that's really nice. So just Stone Edge, Leaf Blade, and then Aerial Ace, like I said. And then the last mon was Savali Steel. And I decided to go with Steel because I needed a more dedicated switch into Whimsicott. Like if I figured he was going to predict and like encore me into like Sword Stance with Virizion, I can switch out, and I got this right here. I can multi-attack, I can Toxic, I can Parting Shot, I can Defog if he's got hazards all over my field. So I thought this was really good here. So that's the team. Alright guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below, and be sure to check back tomorrow, as I will have the game uploaded. It's going to be post-com for this one, just because the timing and how everything worked out. I just wasn't able to live comment, but hopefully in the future these will be live com battles. But with that guys, keep gaming.